Hey friends, this is Ifa. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little different because I'm talking live on this video, and I did wanted to make a live YouTube video for this, but I don't think that I can do it because I'm not that skilled to make this kind of live videos, and I really don't know how to connect my mic and my phone into the whole system. So definitely I will try my best later when I feel comfortable to make a live video. Anyways, this is the final flip through of my 2024 bullet journal setup, and I know you guys already know that I am going to flip through my bullet journal which I've used in 2024. So this is the Your Bujo notebook. It's the olive green color, and Your Bujo has turned from Your Bujo to Coco and Lane recently, so this is the Your Bujo version. So you'll see the cover page as in Your Bujo. In the first page, I only decorated with this cute little bear with my name on it, and I absolutely like how it turned out. And I think this yearly setup was one of my favorites. And let's start flipping through the spreads. So here's the first page where I have written 2024 with a lot of colors and decorations, even though this red will look very vibrant on camera, but it's pretty cute color, I believe. Then I have these keys here. It's pretty minimal, even though these titles are difficult to make, honestly, but yeah. And these are the go-to keys. If you have watched my 2025 bullet journal setup, you might see the same things but with some extra notations on it, because I have included a different kind of keys into that bullet journal setup. If you haven't checked that out, check it out, because that is the cute and minimal bullet journal yearly setup from me. Anyways, then the next spread is my future log, and as I've told in my yearly setup video that my future log turned out pretty empty, as you can see, and I really don't like this kind of empty spread, even though there is a lot of room to write all the events that I want. But I don't think that it's necessary to have the calendars with this kind of spreads, because I really don't need too much things to write on. I just wrote all the birthdays mainly, and also some trips and some events that I have gone through the year. So that's it for this future log. And I've used the Cottagecore Friends washi tape set from Notebook Therapy for this whole setup, and I absolutely love it. The next spread is the word of the year, and this spread didn't work for me because I don't believe that this word was for the year, even though I chose it in the beginning of the year. But definitely I wasn't healed at all. That's why I just crossed the notation here and wrote something that I don't want to speak out. Anyways, then the goal spread, I'm not going to show you the goal spread here because it's very confidential and very personal. And here some of the goals are kind of migrated for my 2025 goals, and some of the goals which I wanted to pursue has definitely worked. And even though I wrote that I didn't achieve much, because I was really sad when I was filling this up, but definitely I achieved sort of things that I wanted. Definitely I will write a little bit achievements that I felt later on, and I'm not going to show you those because those are very personal. Anyways, the next thing is my monthly realization. It's the spread where I write the realizations or the experiences that I have gone through a month, and I always write 3 lines to 4 lines each sections here whenever the month ends, like whenever the January ends, I wrote something on February, and when the February ends, then I write something on March. And this is the last day filling up, because I know that I'm going to wrap up this notebook and not going to use it anymore, because yeah. And I absolutely like to read out my monthly realization spread over the years whenever I try to fill this spread. So that's the monthly realization page, and the next spread is my mail incoming. There is some sort of things that I didn't track out, but yep, this is one of the greatest spread. There is my expense tracker. It's going to be blurred out because I'm not going to show you the calculations. And the next spread is my period tracker. As you can see, it's all empty, and I felt that there is something wrong with my periods, because yeah, definitely my period is very irregular from the beginning. But after filling out this spread, I believe I was very concerned about myself and my body. So yeah, here is the grid spacing cheat sheet, and this is one of the favorite thing. Like, I used it pretty much half of the year, but not the full year, because I knew that I know the grid spacings pretty much after that. And I like the pocket that I made from with this butter paper. Anyways, the next spread is my Patreon page, where I write all the names of my patrons through the year who have been enrolled in which tire. Like, I have 5 tires, and the popular tire is Pearl, where you can get journaling kits, and in this tire you have the full digital rewards. And the next part is themes and colors. It didn't work out at all. I kind of wrote the ideas here, but I can write this in the content spread, which I will show you later. And the color spread wasn't efficient, so I just kept this in my 2025 bullet journal. So the next spread that I have is the shop work, and this is one of the best spread that I used over the year. As you can see, there is a lot of theme names or sticker sheet names, and there is some events here. There are a lot of things that happened in the last few months. As you can see, I've worked pretty hard on releasing sticker sheets, and it was unbelievable, and that's why I'm very late to upload this video. And definitely it took me a lot effort to go through all of these sticker sheets, and lastly my washi tape. So that's the shop work, and the next part is the content. This is basically for my YouTube contents, not Instagram or so, because Instagram is one of the fun place where I don't think too much to upload, because Instagram doesn't value their content creators, honestly. And I feel like I haven't pretty active after 2023, even though I was posting a lot, talking to a lot of people, and engaging through the Instagram for the whole year. But I had not seen any growth. I kind of lost a lot of followers, so I kind of changed my strategy and focused on YouTube. And here, as you can see, I have planned out a lot, even though these plans didn't work out properly, but I tried my best. So that's it for the content, and here is another shop planning spread, because I know that this shop work spread is not going to be a brainstorm spread. It's basically to schedule all these sticker sheet from making to shop update. But here I kind of themed out everything and write my thoughts. So that's it. And here's the monthly spreads. Like, here is my January spread. I made this cute little Arctic Friends theme. I had 2 sticker sheet on this Arctic Friend setup, and also definitely there is a Patreon journaling kit available in my Patreon page. And here's the simplest setup. I like this cute little Arctic board. It's really fluffy, and the workout tracker is pretty empty. I didn't track out the mood as well because in the first few days I was very busy with some personal events and some trips, so I didn't use it. Then I have the shop work. I lined up the shop ideas, I fulfilled it. I also posted a lot of content as well, but in the weekly spreads I didn't use it much. Like, this is the second week, so I didn't use it at all, honestly, and later I just used like 3 days for the whole month. The next spread is my February bullet journal. I have gone for a line art theme with roses, and this is one of my favorite because I have introduced line art sticker shades, and this is basically the cover page comes the calendar spread. I like it so much. Then I have the tracker spread where I have my habit tracker and workout tracker, which is also empty. Then I have the task spread where I sectioned out the shop, Patreon, and content. Then I have my weekly spreads, and as you can see, it's also pretty filled up, and some of these spreads are not filled at all because I didn't use weekly spreads much. The next spread is my March setup, and this is one of my favorite so far from the last two setups because it's very different from what I have done. It's very different with the color choices. Like, I don't use this orange with this kind of pink color before, and I like the utensil theme a lot. This monthly spread is pretty empty because I wasn't available after 17th because I had gone for Saudi Arabia for a month, and this spread is also pretty empty because I didn't have much time to track those out. I definitely brought my whole bullet journal because I knew that I have to use it anywhere. I've made these weekly spreads all together in one plan with me, I believe, and I absolutely like it. As you can see, from the 17th it was quite empty because I was very busy praying in the Ramadan, and I really didn't open my bullet journal. So that's it for the March setup, and the next one is my Ramadan spread. I have a whole video of it, and I really like how it was turning out. I have some trackers, I have some minor goals and major goals. Like, I definitely achieved those goals. Like, I have some space for the tafsir, like the meaning of the Quran, and it's one of the practical spread that I made, and I like how it turned out. And after that, I have this April setup, and I believe I have made this setup in the first week of March because I didn't have much time to create this setup, and also I scheduled this setup before I leave for Saudi Arabia in March 17th. I was very inspired from Japanese culture for this theme with sakura on it, and definitely both of these themes were sakura, but I didn't bother much. And here's the difference, honestly. There is too much warm colors here, and here we have more blue here with the sakura. There is another very minimal monthly layout. Then I have a Dutch door, and here is the first thing that I have added all the habit trackers here, which I believe inspired by Heather from Mochi Bujo. Then I have the shop tasks, priority list, contents, and then the weekly spreads. I haven't used the weekly spreads up to 12th because I wasn't available on that time. Then I started using my bullet journal again. And I used the sticker sheet that I made for the Patreon, but this is also available in my shop right now. And the next thing is my May bullet journal setup, and this theme is very famous on YouTube. Honestly speaking, this got more than 4,000 views, which I didn't expect. It was a very artistic and art heavy bullet journal setup, to be honest. I used this setup a lot because I had a lot of things going on in that time. But even though you can see that I didn't use weekly spreads much because I wasn't using those weekly spreads, rather I was using the monthly spreads instead. So that's it for this May spread as well. And then we have the June setup. I believe people also like this cover page because it's different and it was very difficult to create with marker, and I didn't have much variations of greens, to be honest, so I had to go through what I had from Tumble brush pens, even though I had darker markers, but it won't look good, so I didn't bother much. This is my favorite layout. I like the horizontal ones because if I'm using any kind of one spread page, I always try my best to use it properly. Like in May, I had this little small calendar, but I didn't have much space to write here, but I had a lot of spaces here, but I didn't use it. Anyways, then I have the monthly tracker spread. I tried my best to work out a bit, but yep, the mood tracker was showing that I was quite okay in that period, and I kinda active on myself, like the dental care, skincare, and shop talks was pretty much full. Then the next thing is my content planner. I didn't plan or post much on the contents because I was very busy with my shop update, and definitely this is one of my best seller summer shop update, which is in the pond. Go and check that out because it's one of my favorite as well. And the next thing that I'm going to show is my July setup. This is the second half of the year, and definitely I didn't switch into another notebook because I kind of included the whole year in one notebook, because as you can see that I haven't used much weekly spreads in this year. Here I have gone for a very artistic styles, like I use watercolors here for this whole setup. It was pretty cool and I absolutely love this whole setup, honestly. Then I didn't use weekly spreads after that. As you can see, I have used only one spread here. Then this spread is not decorated at all. I just used some pencils to use it. I didn't recreate it. And yeah, this spread is one of the week from August because I skipped some spaces or some spreads to fill out later in July, but I thought I should not skip any pages because I wanted to bind my year into this whole notebook, because I didn't want to start a new notebook in the last month of the year. So I kind of used it as in fourth weekly spread of August. And this is another shop planning spread, also content planning spread, so it's a lot of scribbles here and there. Then I have my August setup. I wanted to create this with very vibrant colors, but I later changed everything and gone with some lighter colors from Tombow brush pens and also some crayons. I like these spreads a lot because I use the gray fine liner to draw out all the illustrations and outlines. I have this tracker spread which I absolutely like because these doodles were very fun to create. Then I have my planner spread. I write a lot in my planners because I kind of brain dump here all of my thoughts and plan further. And then I have this content planner. I like this illustration a lot. And then I have the weekly spreads, like this is the second weekly spread, and the third and fourth is with the July setup. Anyways, the next spread is the most likable and one of my favorite artistic spread, which is my September bullet journal setup. And this bookstore is one of my favorite to paint, and I use watercolors here. I love how it turned out, and I really wanted to make this kind of theme for a long time. And here is the bookstore with cottagecore vibe in it, also some cottagecore aesthetic on it. So here is the, oh, if you cannot see, I have used pencils to use this because I didn't want to go with darker black pens where I cannot erase my plannings. So the next spread is the habit tracker. It's also very busy, but I like it so much. Then I have the weekly planner. I was introduced it by Mochi Bujo, and I really like how this planner works. So later you'll see me using this in a smaller version in my calendar. So here is the Cottagecore Bookstore stickers that I made for the patrons, and also it's available in my shop with the Cottagecore collection with a washi tape. Let's go through the other weekly spreads. I didn't use weekly spread as much as I wanted, so here is another scribble spread. Then I have the October setup. It's another favorite illustration. I don't know if I vote for any kind of themes. I will just stick on this too because these are my favorite colors and favorite themes. It's pretty autumnal and the colors are very warm. I use the washi tapes from Paper Monogatari here. She launched her beautiful limited edition washi tape and sticker collections, and she was very kind enough to gifted me. These are also from these headers, and these illustrations or stickers are from Paper Monogatari as well, and these are from my shop. So that's the weekly spread or weekly planner spread along with the weekly spreads. Here's another layout which I like so much because I can just space out 3 boxes here and 4 boxes here, and I have a whole column for my task list or any sort of illustration that I want to go with this spread. This is another spread. As you can see, I had a lot of tasks in this weeks because I had big collections that I've planned for my shop, so I had a lot of work here. This is another fuller spread that I love so much. Then here is my November setup. Here is the task list along with the cover page because I kind of feel like this spread belongs to any kind of quote or some sort of calendar spread, but I had planned to create a larger calendar spread, so that's why I created this task spread here, and I absolutely like this layout. And here I have the November task list. This is one of my favorite because this is pretty dark, and dark coffee colors or themes are my favorite. And honestly, this is the home cafe theme. I painted it with the watercolor. And yeah, there is the weekly planner. I pointed out with important, but it's kind of worked out like this. Like I have these two in the first week, so I have a smaller space for it. Then for this week I have this space to write some important tasks for making any kind of projects, or if I have any content I can plan out for this week here. So that's the plan for weekly planners. And I have my habit tracker. This is one of the waste or the unused usual spread, like the meal tracker and workout tracker. I'm very bad at taking care of myself, so the meal tracker is pretty empty, and also the workout tracker as well. Then I have this weekly spread. This is one of the easiest weekly spread that I make. Like I pointed out one of the middles and then I crossed them out. Here it's kind of shifted because I wanted to have this space for the illustrations or the stationeries that I wanted to use. Then I have this classic weekly spread. I like it so much. Then I have another classic weekly spread, and I used my washi tapes here. This is so cute. Anyways, I have a whole another weekly spread for the last 2 days of November. Then I have my December setup. This is the busiest setup that I made. I made this collage with a lot of stationeries that I launched in November. I used the traveling collection from my shop, and also I used some washi tapes which I launched, like this tartan pattern underneath the header. Then I have this argyle pattern and also the travel pattern, and these stickers are from my shop. Some of the stickers and pages are from other stationery collections, like this one is from Notebook Therapy. Then these washi papers are from Paper Monogatari. I have some other sticker book from Rosie Posey, I believe, and these letters are from my shop as well. I colored this girl here and cut it out to stick them out here. I also have a printable version of these girls. Then I have this large layout again. This works very well for me, so I have used like 3 months of this layout, and I am going to continue with the monthly setup because I can have this 6x6 grid calendar layout along with the weekly planner besides it, and I love it so much. Then I have the thoughts or brain dump page where I write all of my thoughts or plannings here. I have this collage here. Then I have my habit tracker. It also very simple to make. Then I have a weekly spread, and I made this huge collage here. I absolutely like how this turned out. This is another weekly spread that I made, and this is one of the ugliest weekly spread that I made because I didn't thought too much and I just go with it. I didn't even thought that these letterings are very weird and noob, so yeah. These spreads are empty because that was the last week of the year, and I kind of had 3 more pages to fill them up. Anyways, I don't care, and here is the end of this bullet journal. So 2024 wrap up with this notebook, which had seen a lot of troubles of my life and a lot of things that I wanted to achieve, and this contains a lot of emotion, to be honest. So that's it for this whole video. I hope that you enjoyed this live kind of version. I will try my best to create more live videos or live talking. And that's it. I hope I will see you in my next journaling video. So bye guys.